Hello, welcome back to my channel. Please subscribe to my channel and like my videos for more updates about Zeeworld. And please check my channel out to watch other videos. So the last update about Twist of Fate. Rhea's civil plans against Pragya backfired on Rhea. And Pragya challenged Abhi into a game in order to stop Abhi from drinking. Let's continue. Pragya asks Abhi to attempt to win. Abhi says if I win, then you have to obey me for 20 minutes. Pragya recalls Abhi failing to eat the bull eye before and asks him to take 24 hours. Abhi takes the dart and throws it on the bull eye. Grandma gets happy and says bull eye in Hindi. Pragya prays for something. Abhi says that she is reading mantra and doing cheating. Grandma says let her read, you will win. Pragya throws the dart and eats the bull eye. Mitali and Taiji comes there. Grandma says there is a game between Abhi and Pragya. Mitali says they will support Abhi and asks Taiji to be the cheer girl. Taiji says we will just clap and cheers for Abhi. Abhi asks Grandma to see and throw the dart, but it falls down. Pragya says it fell in the middle. Shagun and Anchal comes there. Shagun tells Pragya about Pragya's meeting. Pragya says my match is going on. Shagun says I will support Abhi, but as there are many people on his side, she will support Pragya madam. Pragya throws the dart and it falls down. Abhi laughs. Grandma and Sushma whisper that Abhi is diverted and he has forgotten that he came to take 1 year. Abhi eats the blue eye again and praises himself. He says that this is Anjun's target. Sushma asks Pragya to throw the dart carefully and it falls on the floor. Abhi, Taiji and Mitali laughs and goes out. Grandma tells Pragya that she has won and not lost. Anchal and Shagun ask Pragya not to feel bad and says that they will be in Abhi's team next time. Pragya tells Sushma that she has hit on her feet and gave him 24 hours. He will make me do anything now. Abhi, Mitali and Taiji shouted happily. Aliyah says my brother used to do this in childhood. Abhi and others work making train. Abhi says that he has defeated Pragya in the game. Mitali says that Abhi eats the blue eye on the dart game. Taiji says we made the train and coming here. He says I will call you next time when we play game. Mitali asks Abhi to come and says that they have to stop the train at the next station. Tanu asks what is happening. We didn't come to defeat her in the game, but in real life. Aliyah says Pragya will be defeated tomorrow in reality. She will be shocked to see the person in her office. Tanu asks who is the person. Aliyah says one bad news with other, free. Tanu says 2 bad news for her, wow. Pallavi says who calls on landline nowadays. Grandma says waste calls come on mobiles, but important calls come on landline. Pallavi picks the call and hears Rageshwari on the call. Rageshwari says that she has talked to the committee members and they all want you to be the chairperson of the foundation. Pallavi thanks her. Rageshwari says we will meet as I want some signatures of yours. Pallavi asks her to come for tea. She tells Grandma that she will be the chairperson of the foundation. Grandma congratulates her. Sushma asks Pragya why she is taking the game seriously. Pragya says how can he win? Sushma says you have diverted him and this is your victory. Pragya says he will torture me for 24 hours now. Abhi comes there and asks shall I bring digestion tablet for you? He tells Sushma that you have told your daughter that he is the champion in sport too. Sushma says Pragya was tired. Abhi asks Pragya to rest today and says that we will make a new start tomorrow. Pragya says I am going to change my dress and sleep. Abhi says she was not arrogant before and says you haven't done good upbringing. Sushma says I met her when she was like this. Abhi says maybe she was poor due to me and asks her to slap her the next time. Sushma says okay, I will slap her and she goes. Pragya comes out and gets upset hearing him talking to Sushma. She goes and rests on the bed. Abhi reminds her of the 24 hours promise and asks her to go and sleep on the sofa as he is the king and he will sleep on the king-size bed. He says that they should play the game daily and says that he did not celebrate today. Pragya thinks that he means wine and says if he get up from the bed, then I will get up from the sofa. Abhi asks her not to stare at him, else she will fall in love with him. He says that he will celebrate in the morning. Pragya says good night and thinks that one day she will make him get rid of the wine. He says the watchman told me that there is a ghost in the house. Pragya says yes. Abhi says good night and he sleeps. The next morning, Pragya and Abhi comes to the office. Pragya tells him that she couldn't sleep all night and now she will sleep on her bed. He says okay, sleep on the bed. I will not say anything, but we will have pillows between us. He says you don't have concentration on other things than me. Pragya says she is worried as today the tender will be open, and whoever gets it will be the successful businessman. Aliyah comes out from Gaurav's office. Abhi asks, "What are you doing there?" Aliyah recalls meeting Gaurav. He asks, "What are you doing here?" He says Pragya couldn't keep the shares separate and says that is why he is here. He asks, "What are you doing here?" Aliyah says that she works with him in 50-50 partnership and says that she will be the partner with him with the company which is against Pragya. She says, "I will steal all the info from Pragya and I will give to you." Gaurav asks if it will be easy. Aliyah says we stay in her house and we have access to her laptop, a cupboard, etc. She says we are partners, but for others, I just work for you. Abhi asks Aliyah what is she doing there. Aliyah says she is working with Gaurav Thapa. She says that she would like to become Gaurav's employee rather than Pragya's servant. Abhi holds her hand and takes her outside. Abhi takes Aliyah out and asks her if she did not see who is the employer being interested in work so much. Aliyah says Pragya asked me to do work. Abhi says if Pragya says, then you work anywhere. You know what type of guy Gaurav is. Aliyah asks what type. He says if you don't know, then go and ask Tanu. She will tell you why I am in Pragya's house. Aliyah says you always take side of Pragya and asks, did you see how the employer is before taking the work? Did you see how Pragya is? She says Pragya might be lying and she is seeing her advantage. Abhi says Pragya is not lying as I was there. Then also I would have believed Pragya as she is not like Tanu who raised questions in her own character. Pragya comes there and hears him taking stand for her. He says, I know Gaurav well. I didn't see such a cheap man like Gaurav before, and that is why doubting Pragya is out of the question. Aliyah says believe her, but don't have blind faith. He asks her why you didn't tell me about your new job. Aliyah says it has slipped from my mind. She says what is important is that I got a job. Abhi asks her to leave the job. Aliyah says I will not leave the job. I am getting respect in this job and Gaurav thinks I am capable. Abhi says you? Aliyah says tender is about to open. I have to be at the conference hall and thanks Pragya for lecturing her to work. Aliyah says even I am earning money like you and asks her not to take anything personally. She goes. Pragya thanks Abhi. Abhi says sorry. My sister is working with your enemy. Sorry for that. Pragya says you are with me, irrespective of your sister with whoever she is working with. Pragya says what is not important is how many people are against you. What is important is that someone is standing with you. The trust which you has on me, thank you for that. Abhi says you might behave badly with me, but you are a good woman. He says let's go and see who get the tender. Pragya says you are really fulfilling our relationship. Ranbir comes to the kitchen and asks Prachi what is she doing. She says that she is making presentation ready for the meeting tonight. He says I will add salt. Prachi says I have already added it. Ranbir says I will need the flour. She says she will do it. He says I really want to help you and asks her to see that he will need the flour so well that it will be Reshmi roti. Prachi asks him to go. Shaina looks at them. Prachi applies atta on his face and asks him to go. He says you did it intentionally and tries to pour atta on her. She closes her eyes and says sorry. He kisses her on her cheek. Prachi opens her eyes and sees Shaina. Shaina says I was going to the guest room and I came here. Prachi tells her the way to the guest room. Ranbir gets a call. Shaina goes to Rhea's room. Rhea says now I can walk. I have to get fine as Ranbir and Prachi will be together. Shaina makes her sit and asks her not to do catwalk. She says Ranbir and Prachi are not going and you are happy. Rhea says if they have gone, then they will be alone. But here I can control them. I cannot imagine what they can do. Shaina says they can romance being husband and wife. I am seeing them romancing in the kitchen. Ranbir was helping Prachi in the kitchen and she was teasing him. He is such a sweet husband and he can romance his wife anywhere. She says he romances her in the kitchen and he will be much romantic in the bedroom. Rhea shouted Shaina. Shaina says this is reality. Rhea says this is temporary and the reality will be changed and it will be Ranbir and Rhea. Shaina says reality. Rhea says enough. Shaina says you have made imaginary life being alone, but the truth is that they are happy together. Shaina says you are happy with your husband and then also you are here. Shaina says we had a fight, but every husband and wife have a fight. Rhea asks her to sort out the problem and stay in the hotel. Shaina says she cannot change this and she goes. Gaurav asks Aliyah about the tender. Aliyah says you will only win. Gaurav says I want to see my victory on Pragya's face. Pragya and Abhi comes there. Gaurav says, Pragya, same office, two owners. Now you have to wait as you have to celebrate my win. Abhi says pre-celebration is not good and you can get heart attack. Gaurav says that you both might have done heart attack when you came to know about Aliyah working with us. Sushma comes there and congratulates Pragya. Gaurav says the tender is not out. Sushma says my research can never go wrong. Aliyah says I can never be wrong. The guy comes there and congratulates Gaurav for getting the tender. Abhi says I wanted Pragya to win. Pragya says he is saying this as Aliyah told him. She says the tender was about to be out at 10 a.m. Abhi says it is 10 a.m. The guy checks and says your name is not on the tender. Gaurav is shocked. Aliyah asks him to check the company name. Abhi asks him to check Marcos' company. The guy says that Kiara Aurora Industries has won. Aliyah asks whose company is this. Sushma says it is of Pragya. Abhi gets emotional and looks at Pragya, remembering Kiara. He hugs Pragya and cries. Pragya also cries. A song plays in the background. Pragya says we have won. This is the victory of yours, mine and of Kiara. Pallavi is on the call. Prachi brings tea. Pallavi says Ranbir and asks what happened to your meeting. Ranbir says you had asked me to cancel all the meetings and that is why I am here. Prachi gives him tea. Vikram sips the tea and says that he is very happy. Ranbir asks what is the matter. Pallavi says we cannot tell you before it is done. Vikram says your grandma told me and was afraid that Pallavi would scold her. Ranbir asks what is the good news. Vikram says your mommy will be the chairperson of the Rageshri Foundation soon. Ranbir congratulates her. Vikram says Pallavi is deserving. Prachi congratulates her. Pallavi says Rageshwari is coming tomorrow to take my signature and says I hope you will not create any sin. I called for tea. She says I will tell everyone else. Prachi says I will manage and asks her to trust her. Pallavi says your promise and my trust are two sides of coin. Prachi assures her. Abhi thanks Pragya and says that he is happy as their daughter's name is connected with her win. He says he hugged his boss excitedly. He congratulates the guy and goes. Pragya says Kiara Aurora Industries is my company and she tells Gaurav and Aliyah that their research is not successful. Sushma says what did you say and tells them that your Mundon is done. Pragya says very soon you will not get entry into this house. It is not necessary that enemy of enemy can be advantageous to you. She tells Aliyah that she might have a new boss or a new job and says that one job is vacant at home and you knows better. She goes with Sushma. Gaurav asks Aliyah if she is playing game with him. Aliyah says she is Pragya's enemy and Dautano. Shaina comes to Rhea's room. Rhea asks her to come and calls her a witch. Shaina says your sister might come here. Rhea asks her not to say. Prachi comes there and asks her to take soup. Rhea says again soup. I got hot and did not get any surgery. Shaina asks Prachi to sit. Rhea says Prachi has work and will leave. Prachi asks her to hear good news. Shaina asks Prachi if she is pregnant. Rhea gets upset. Thank you for watching my videos. Please don't forget to like my video, check out my channel for other videos and please subscribe to this channel for more updates. Thank you.